It's been called many things. The Main Street of America, the Will Rogers Highway, Route 66. John Steinbeck, in his 1939 novel The Grapes of Wrath, called it the Mother Road. Regardless of what you call it, Route 66 had humble beginnings before it became the most iconic road in America. It was a hodgepodge of roads, many of which were dirt tracks. But its history is deep, with portions even dating back to the Trail of Tears in 1830. In 1857, the War Department ordered Lieutenant Edward Beale to build a government-funded road along the 35th parallel. Before the national network of numbered highways came into existence, auto trails were used. These were typically maintained by private organizations in the early part of the 20th century. Legislation for public highways started in 1916, with a more complete version passing in 1925. Cyrus Avery, dubbed the father of Route 66, was instrumental in breathing Route 66 into existence. He planned it, he promoted it, and eventually, he got it paved. Avery named it the Main Street of America, and that moniker stuck, encouraging shops and stores to pop up along the road, especially along the main streets in the towns it snaked through. Route 66 was advertised as the shortest route between the Great Lakes and the Pacific Coast. It reduced the distance between Chicago and LA by more than 200 miles. It was also a scenic route going through the Ozark region, the Texas Panhandle, and the Grand Canyon in Arizona. The timing was perfect. The automobile boom was well underway. In 1910, there were 180,000 registered vehicles. By 1920, that number had just jumped to 17 million. Cars changed so much about daily life here in America. Cars were easy and fast. Horses took too much prep time. Cars offered more flexibility than trains. And cars also provided freedom. They changed family life, jobs, and the ability to just explore. Anyone could own a car now. To help promote this new cross-country road, they held a race in 1928. Athletes ran, that's right, ran from coast to coast. A 3,400-mile marathon with 2,400 miles of it on Route 66. It was called the Bunion Derby. 199 men started it. Just 55 crossed the finish line. Several dignitaries greeted runners along the way, including actor Will Rogers. In 1932, there was an ad in the Saturday Evening Post encouraging Americans to take Route 66 out to LA for the Olympic Summer Games. For thousands of Americans during the Depression, Route 66 also became the road of opportunity as they made their way to California in the hopes of a better life. This includes the thousands of families that had to leave their farms due to the Dust Bowl in the 1930s. Route 66 is forever immortalized, thanks to the 1946 hit song Get Your Kicks on Route 66, written by Bobby Troup. After serving in World War II, he headed to Hollywood in hopes of making a career out of songwriting. He was so inspired while traveling along the route that he started writing lyrics about the road. It was first recorded by Nat King Cole and would be covered by various artists over the years, including Bing Crosby and the Rolling Stones. It was also a TV show aptly named Route 66. It ran from 1960 to 1964. It featured two traveling drifters, played by Martin Milner and George Maharis, who met a wide range of characters during their travels. President Eisenhower's good intentions for building highways would actually be the demise of Route 66. You see, President Eisenhower was impressed by Germany's Autobahn highway network during the war. It gave them a strategic advantage, he thought. President Eisenhower had also traveled in a U.S. military motor convoy from Washington, D.C. to San Francisco in 1919. It took a whopping 62 days. With both of those experiences firmly rooted in his mind, he signed the Federal Aid Highway Act in 1956. This established the 47,800-mile interstate highway system in America, and thus making Route 66 essentially obsolete. His intentions were twofold. One, it could and would benefit military operations, and two, it would fuel economic growth. Interstate 40 would eventually take over much of the route, and Route 66 fell by the wayside. It was decommissioned by the federal government in 1985. Thankfully, though, some nonprofit groups rose up and realized the importance of this historical road in the history of the U.S. They were determined to preserve, protect, and promote this iconic road. Their efforts were successful. Today, there are signs up acknowledging the pathway of Route 66. Through many towns across the country, you can see them, and that pathway is dotted with landmarks and historic buildings, many of which are listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Route 66 is even labeled a national or state byway in some parts. If you find yourself traveling through that part of the country, pick up a Mother Road Route 66 passport book. Some states, like Oklahoma, have their own Route 66 passport book. These give you great ideas of historical and fun places or businesses to stop and explore and to get a stamp. It's a bit like a scavenger hunt, if you will. It helps to remember this iconic road. It helps to keep history alive. Keeping history alive is what we try to do here at Memory Mountain. If you enjoyed this video, please click to subscribe to our channel and hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to tap the notification bell so you'll be one of the first to know when we post our next story looking back over the landscape of Americana.